It's a wolf. It's a man. No. It's Killerfang. What is up, guys? In this video, we'll clear the map Mine with Killerfang's Loadout. Link of the loadout will be in this description below, and it will be explained in great details, so check it out. In here, we have 2 crossbows, 3 throwing knives, and 1 spike bat. That will be enough to clear the outside and inside of Mine map. We also have a durable set to reduce damage taken from heavy hitters. We have 5 berry compress to deal with infection rate and 10 berry tea to deal with thirst. The number of your stake will depend on how efficient you use the bag technique. Without further ado, let's begin. Right off the bat, use sneak attack. We will be looting the bodies right away since they will disappear once we enter the mine area. You will notice the similarity of this map and the Oaks on the Swamp map, combined with Grandpa's location. Always deal with the wolf first since it can see you afar. Then work your way through dealing with these 3 zombies. You can always 2 hits Infection Austin with sneak attack. And always end Shelly with throwing knife, just in case she runs away. Patience is the key to minimize the use of your weapon's durability. And not only that, it will also save your armor's durability. That's why I advise using sneak attack most of the time. On this part, you may simply use cherry picking technique on Marv, or you may simply deal with infected Georgie with the use of crossbow and bag technique. Now for the next part, we'll try to deal with graduating Marv. Since this enemy is a slow moving enemy, we'll use Hit-and-Stepback Technique. It will definitely take a while to kill him, and this will definitely cause you to be thirsty. However, it's cost efficient and will allow you to save your big guns on big bosses, as well as hard maps. Now, if you're trying to clear this map as soon as you can, you may switch one of your throwing knives with a crossbow. And since we're focusing on beginners and first timers, this setup is suitable for you. Now for Burning Georgie, we'll deal with him with crossbow and bag technique. He is considered a heavy hitter. But first, we'll deal with this wolf. Since it's too risky to use sneak attack, we'll use cherry picking technique. Swiftly switching to spike bat and hitting it will prevent the wolf from dealing damage to you. Now, make sure Shelly is distant enough, that way she doesn't get in the way. The reason why I said that is because whenever Shelly is attacking you while dealing with Burning Georgie, your target will switch to her. And that leaves Burning Georgie to dealing more damage to you. As soon as you're done with them, you have an option to deal with the 2 normal zombies on the left, or Georgie and Bob on the right. Just like radiating Marv, we'll deal with Bob with Hit-and-Stepback Technique. And on the next part, we'll deal with Infectious Simon, Infectious Marv, and Shelly. We'll also deal with the deer right away if we see him. One hit of throwing knife with sneak attack is enough to incapacitate the deer. As you might have guessed, we'll use Hit-and-Stepback Technique. Most of the time when you're using this technique on throwing knife, you will barely notice your thirst level. So try to keep that in mind and use Berry or flask of water whenever your thirst level is about to hit below 20. I would prefer for beginners to bring Berry rather than flask of water because of 3 things. 1. It heals your health. 2. It saves space from your bag. Why? It's because when you use flask of water, it spawns the flask. 3. They take time to be filled with water and are highly needed for upgrades of workbenches. You may even need to craft berry compress more often to deal with infection rate. Now, right after dealing with couple of boars, we'll now use crossbow with bag technique on infected Georgie. As you have seen, you don't always need to use your spike bat to end him. You can also use throwing knife depending on your crossbow's production of critical damage. Now for this last area, you will deal with Infectious Marv and Infectious Austin. As you progress through the game, you will have better weapons to deal towards slow-moving, high HP zombies to be able to clear the map faster than how we are clearing it now. Some of you are probably itching to use the crossbow, but better save it for Trashman's brother and Wolf Boss if you want to get the trekking backpack ASAP. The maximum of crossbows you should bring in here are only 2. No more, no less. Now this should be the last enemy on the outside area. Now, before you go inside the cave, organize your loots in the chest out here. Going back and forth between this map and your base is guaranteed to happen if you're planning to take all the loots with you. It would save you time going in the mining area by utilizing the storages out here. You can leave items such as caps, labels, zombie ears, and infected blood in your bag since they are bound to be dropped by the enemies from the inside. Just by the entrance, proceed with crouch position and sneak attack Infectious Austin. After that, we'll deal with infected Georgie. Going straight is a dead end, but there are loots there. We'll go to the right where infectious zombies awaits us. Routing Austin is 4 hits with Spike Bat whether you sneak attack or not. We'll deal with 2 other zombies first before dealing with Infectious Marv. Since we were able to loot a 1-star throwing knife, We'll use that and kill infectious barb faster. On the far right corner, that's where infected bear is located. The best way to kill him is by using the combination of around the world technique and bad technique. Link of that will be in the description below, so check it out. You actually wanna sneak attack him right away before looting the box. Otherwise, well, this happens. The video about around the world technique will give you an idea how to execute it properly. Now you have the option to end him with a spike bat or simply the crossbow. And that, my friends, is how we do it. There's a loot on the far right corner, but it's a dead end. Sometimes it contains steel scraps, bars, or solvent. We'll go here instead to kill the zombies. You may cherry pick the zombie nearby or lure them to avoid alerting the other zombies. Another slow-moving enemy, so Hit-and-Stepback Technique. Now on the deep end of the map, you will encounter 3 rotting shelleys. The first one is located on that left side corner. You have the option to deal these 2 zombies on the left or deal with infected Georgie on the top. We'll take out Infectious Austin and leave Rotting Shelly for later. I'll explain later why. After dealing with these 2, we'll head to Burning Georgie. The second rotting shelly is located around that area. We'll skip her for now and kill Burning Georgie. The third rotting shelly is located on this left corner. Now you may actually kill Bob or deal with infectious Marv first. After that, you may kill the remaining other zombies and leave Rotting Shelly as your last victim. Now, if you guys are not aware, Rotting Shelly can easily shoot up your infection rate. That is why I chose to leave her last to kill, so if she did too much infection damage, then there will be no other zombies left to chase me. Another reason why I leave them last is because usually this map is the last map I farm below checkpoint, excluding supermarket and junkyard. Rather than wasting a pack of berry compress, I use the bed at home to completely heal my character. After killing Bob, I will show you a worst case scenario that is still survivable, despite the circumstances. Let me remind you that you have the option to kill the 3 rotting shelleys with crossbow bag technique. But in cases where you miscalculated to bring a berry compress, a berry tea, or intentionally want to use your bed back at your base, then here is the perfect scenario. Keep in mind that rotting shelly can easily shoot up your infection rate, but her damage is super low. These gears are about to break, so we'll use them up. Also, pay attention. When your infection rate is above 100, your health cap decreases by 6 until you hit maximum of 200, which leaves you 70 HP cap. In other words, for every 20 infection rate on top of 100 you already have, your total HP decreases by 6. 100 divided by 20 is 5. 5 times 6 is 30. Now reduce 30 to your total HP, it leaves you 70. And don't worry guys, I'm not gonna die. Everything here is calculated. That being said, did you guys know that the game senses if you're struggling? For the longest time that I've been playing, I noticed that whenever I'm almost dead, low supplies, no weapons, the boxes tend to give you what you need. You see what I'm talking about? Or maybe I'm just lucky enough. Either way, if I have not found any items for thirst, I always have that extra berries that I get from watching ads in my mailbox. Also, if I were to use the berry compress and the bandages that I just got, that would definitely keep me below 100 infection rate. And lastly, surprise surprise, my thirst level would have been 100. Anyways, we'll skip to the part where I looted everything. Now for the loots, the first box contains resources that can be gathered by farming tools. The second box contains healing items. And then the third box contains all the metals. While the fourth box contains the loots that I don't need. And yes, I do have full boxes for each of these materials, so I don't need it. And then, one last tip, make sure you equip your gears instead of leaving them inside your bag and could have gotten other items to bring back to your base. You saw that space? So, use it wisely. Now, I hope you guys learned something valuable. As always, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Peace.